Hey, wonderfuls. Welcome to another episode of Helpers High with me, Tiffany, where real life magic meets feel good storytelling. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you found your way. But if you've been here since day one and you keep coming back, I appreciate the support. Before we get into this episode, I wanted to share something that's been heavy on my heart this week. I lost a friend, a coworker for over 20 years. And she was only 53 years old and she wasn't sick. So it really shook me. My heart goes out to her family and for all of us who know what it feels like to lose someone unexpectedly. It was a sobering reminder that life is short. So I'm bringing you today's message with a little bit of extra love and a reminder to us all who woke up with the gift this morning to live in our purpose. Let's not waste our life performing and perfecting to please others. With that said, let's get into episode 4. Vulnerability is a skill. Now, I know that some of you may have never heard that vulnerability is a skill, or should I say, referred to it that way. But it is. It's courageous and it's intentional. It takes real guts. As my Jewish peeps would say, it takes chutzpah. Some of us have been taught, or we taught ourselves, to hide our emotions, to avoid showing too much, and sometimes we even apologize for it. Have you ever had like a conversation, maybe them or you yourself started getting emotional, tears start coming up, and the first words that you hear is, "I'm sorry"? That response is fear of being seen. Vulnerability is the conscious effort to not hide our true emotions. So, yes, it's uncomfortable and sometimes even comes with consequence, but it's also where connection and confidence start. So, after my first episode, I remember my husband saying, "You know, they're going to come for you." So, even though he loved it, he can see that everybody in these days and times, the way that we do things, don't always show love. And of course, they'll see that I am a social media novice. And heck, I don't even have the book face. So they'll see my growth played out. And then I had the nerve to put myself on YouTube. So come from my look, my style, my non poker face expressions. It's all going to be up for discussion. So it's a whole new world for me, but it's something that I feel I'm supposed to be doing. So here I am, showing up. Vulnerability wide open for display. Now, listen, even in my own little sparkly world, people come for me. Can you believe it? I know, that's what I said. How dare they? So I told him, this is my self promise. If even one more person likes it than hates it, I'm going to continue going. Because the truth is, even when we have the best of intentions, people will question us, they'll judge us, and sometimes they misunderstand us. Someone will smile in our face as they talk crap behind our back. I know, it's crazy, but we have to choose ourselves. We have to be our own cheerleaders. So confidently, I say to you today, I stand here in my purpose. So not today, Satan. I used to think that being strong meant unbothered, never needing or asking for help and holding it all together for everyone else. But real confidence isn't that at all. It's the ability to say, hey, I suck, but I'm still proud because I know I gave it my all and I tried my best. So, faults and mistakes and all, love me or leave me. Real confidence is taking responsibility instead of blaming others. And it's not always because we deserve the blame, but if we want to be in control of the solution, we have to take ownership to get the resolve. That's so deep. So, some of you, and I say this with love, But I'm going to tell you the truth. You've paused your whole life waiting for an apology that may never come. I see you. You were hurt and it changed you. But don't wait on an apology to take back your power. You don't need an apology to heal. Release it. Give yourself permission to stop carrying it. Let this be the moment that you say, it hurt, it shaped me, but it doesn't own me anymore. Hmm. Now, some of us, these folks who hurt us, are in our lives forever. And that's when we have to create, as we called it, boundaries. But confidence is also the courage to tell someone that you're not okay with that. And sometimes we try to be tough and we try to grin and bear it. That's what we were taught to do. We don't want to be seen as someone who's rocking the boat or whatever they like to call it these days. But listen, I'm not going to be uncomfortable to protect somebody else's peace anymore. And I recommend you don't do the same either. Because at the end of the day, that's an issue, not an ish me. Let's talk about imposter syndrome. You know, that little voice that whispers, you're not qualified. Who do you think you are? I'll tell you who I am. I'm somebody with a gift, and so are you. But sometimes we hide it, or worse, we shapeshift. Trying to perform into what other people want from us and do as we were told and not as we do, and all of those things, right? It convinces us to shrink ourselves, to pretend that we're something that we're not. It's almost like wearing a mask. And I don't know about you, but what I remember in 2020 was that masks were not comfortable. And heck, we were like 2 days in, and people were already pulling it down, pulling it up, taking it off, and other people were ready to fight. So we know it's not long term. Listen, we're not meant to be everyone's favorite flavor. I like to say if we all like the same flavor, Breyers would only make one flavor. And of course, it would be mint chocolate chip. Perfection is a trap. You'll never be ready enough. So if that's what you're chasing, stop it. So let me tell you what had happened was. I was doing a high school student speech on adulting, and I was ready. I had prepared my clothes, my bow was on point, and I had the full look. My speech was great. I had planned what I thought was everything. I get out there, they announce my name, and I come up and trip up the darn steps. Oh my God. I took the mic and I said, try not forgetting me now. And they laughed and I laughed. And thankfully, I wasn't hurt. I mean, not physically. But then I went on to do my speech and I killed it. It was so good. And I ended it by saying, hey, now can someone please help me to go down those ego crushing stairs that tried to take me out when I came in here? I got so much love after that speech. And it truly was because vulnerability was on display. People like to know that you're human and they want to see how the bread is made sometimes. So sometimes you got to start messy. You got to be able to say it wrong. You have to be able to laugh at yourself if you get it wrong, but you always have to be willing to try again and trust your instincts. Stop arguing about your own resume. You don't need to defend that. So let's do a vulnerability pulse check. Let's see where we are. You know how this goes. So, first, do you feel like you have to have it together, be strong, even when you're struggling? Were you taught that vulnerability is a weakness? And do you try to be perfect before you share your ideas or tell somebody a story? If you said yes to most of those questions, mm, but the truth is you're not alone and you're not broken. You are human. And these aren't flaws. They're signs that you learned how to survive in a world that doesn't always make it safe for us to be soft, to be honest, or to be seen. But just because you learned how to hide doesn't mean that you have to live that way. We don't need to have it all together. We just need to be real. We need to be okay in our own skin. And listen, some people, bless their hearts, they're always getting ready to be ready so that they can get ready to be ready. You know what I mean? Trying to be perfect. Listen, I love a good plan and I respect the effort. But I want to know what happens after all that preparing, the rehearsing, the cramming, the visualizing, if it doesn't go as planned. Are you crushed? Can you pause and breathe and say, well, hell, I showed up. I gave it all that I had. And that one moment doesn't erase all the work that we've done. So, yes, I fell up the steps. That's right. But I practiced, I did it, and I got back up. And that's what confidence is, it's resilience. But like I said, life is too short, and none of us are promised tomorrow. And I know that's not new information, but let's be real. Sometimes we get so off purpose and we get caught up with that noise that we forget. So for me, I built in what I call reminders. Let me share some of those with you. So you guys know that I do love accessories by now. I like shiny things, I like glitter, I like bling, I like rhinestones. I love my husband. He doesn't have glitter, bling, or rhinestones. But here it is. Two things that I love the most: bows and mirrors. Bows represent that I'm a gift and that I have a gift. And for about the past 12 years or so, every day, no exaggeration, somewhere on my body, and it's intentional, I have a bow. So today, I have a bow ring on, and my watch also has a bow. Second thing is mirrors, and I have them everywhere, in every room in my house, my car, of course, my office. And right now in this room, I have three gigantinormous mirrors. Now, growing up in New York, we had a whole mirrored wall, and I loved it. So here in my home, we created a breakfast nook, a wall mirror that's right behind our kitchen table. It opens up the space and it lets the beauty in. It also, though, gives a reflection and it reminds you of who you are. It's a subtle reminder to show up for yourself. Now, maybe it's not bows and mirrors for you. I don't know why. It should be. But maybe it's a song or journal notes or a sticky mirror that you put on your mirror. There's no wrong to it, but I absolutely recommend that you put something that grounds you, that keeps you in your truth, because the world will try to pull you in every direction. And sometimes vulnerability is asking a question, even if you feel that you might be the only one in the room who didn't get it. And sometimes it is getting up one more time after you fell apart. Vulnerability isn't the opposite of confidence, it's evidence of confidence. So I say to you, keep showing up, keep choosing truth. You don't have to be everyone's favorite flavor, but you do have to be your own. Genuine vulnerability is not what we do, it's why we do it. It's not about sharing our emotions to brag or to boast or collect pity points. It's deeper than that. It's about showing up with heart even when there may be consequences. And since you know now that vulnerability is a skill, you can begin practicing a skill. So start now. As long as you're still breathing, don't waste it. Show up, be seen, and do you. That's right. Let me say that again. We are not here to be liked by everyone. We are here to be loved by the right ones. You don't need approval. You are enough the way you are right now. Yep, even in those PJs, you're enough. And if you're listening to this, and that means that I'm grateful. But the fact is that you've survived 100% of your worst days. So let that sink in. Give yourself credit. You're obviously doing better than you think you are sometimes. 100%? Damn, go girl, go guy. You know what they say? YOLO. Okay, I don't know who says that anymore, but it felt right in this moment. As the kids would say, it hits. Okay, I'm done here, obviously. But listen, if you liked what you heard, please subscribe, leave a review, but only if it's good. If it's bad, keep it to yourself. No, just kidding. That's how I'm going to grow. That's how I'm going to get better. I know, I know. Reviews will help regardless of what you think. No, I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. This is another episode of Helpers High, and together we make magic. See you soon on the next episode.